So, what is data warehouse? So, what is data warehouse is to decision support database that is maintained separately from the organizational operational database. So, what is meant by operational database is, for example, every day, whatever the operations we are going to do, those operations are going to store a database called as operator. For example, we are booking a ticket, we are canceling the ticket, or we are transferring the ticket to the another person, or for whatever the operations you are doing with the system, those all transactions are going to, for example, with respect to bank system, you are withdrawing money, or you are depositing money, or you are taking a DD, you are sending some amount to some other person, whatever the operations you are doing. So those all operations are going to store in database called as operation database. But where we have a required database called as decision support database that is maintained separately. For example, you want to give a loan to customer. The loan taking customer taking decision is database separate from the regular everyday operational database. So what is meant by decision support database is the database which is used to take the decisions in terms of performing business activities. That kind of a database is called as the decision support database. So this decision support database is maintained separately from the operational database. So next one is support information processing. So in terms of supporting information processing by providing a solid platform of one minute students అంటాను. క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నా కదా, నేను చెప్పాను కదా దగ్గరికి రావద్దని. So it will support a information processing for a solid platform for consolidated and historical data for analysis. So that is, whatever the data here we are using, it's not a simple database, it's a consolidated. Consolidated means, so summarization. For example, whatever the last year sales, what are the 10-year sales, 5-year sales, like that, whatever the data you are having, operate data, the operational data is consolidated. And also here in data warehouse, which can data called like historical data. Historical data means last 50 years data, last 10 years data, that is called historical data. Next one is, this one also we discuss. A data warehouse is a subject oriented, integrated, time variant and non-volatile. Let us see each and every one. So what is meant by subject oriented is, so whatever the data warehouse you are going to design, it should target a particular category of subjects like customer, product, sales. So our focus is on the modeling of and analysis of data for decision makers. So the main purpose of design data warehouse is the decision makers are going to take a decision based upon the data. That kind of the data modeling is done at the data warehouse, not on the daily operations or transaction processing. So this is called as subject oriented. And also the third requirement of a data warehouse is it will provide a simple and a concise view of around the data particular subject. So ఒక particular subject గురించి సింపుల్ గా ఉండాలి, కన్సైజ్ గా ఉండాలి. అటువంటి data we are going to maintain in the data warehouse. So and also we need to remove the data which is not at all useful in the decision support process. Next one is data warehouse is integrated. What is meant by data warehouse is integrated is, here we need to integrate multiple and heterogeneous sources of data. That means what is, data warehouse may not contain data from single source. From various files we need to gather the data and we need to maintain in the one place. So what are the various sources of data you have to collect? Relational databases, flat files. Flat files means whatever the Word documents or textual files you are having, and online transaction records. So these all three different kind of sources we have to collect the data, we have to maintain in the data warehouse. So perform two operations, that is data cleaning and data integration. What is meant by data cleaning? So why we perform is for the purpose of ensure consistency. Why we need to perform data cleaning and data integration is to ensure consistency in terms of naming conventions, encoding steps. For example, hotel price. For example, in terms of some may use different currencies, different taxes, break. So whether break was covered or not. So like this, different measures needs to be correctly represented. So for the particular purpose, we have to perform data cleaning and data integration techniques. So when data is moved to the data warehouse, it is converted. So for example, if data is in one format, it is not suitable for our analysis. So we need to transform the data from one format to the another format, which is convenient for our analysis. So next one is a data warehouse is a time variant. So what is data warehouse is the time horizon for the data warehouse is significantly longer than that of operational systems. So that is, what is that is, data warehouse will not contain current data. It is going to store historical data, that is past 5 to 10 years. So what is the key structure in data warehouse is it contains an element of time explicitly or implicitly. So time must be there. In data warehouse, whatever the data you are having, for the data explicitly or implicitly, we need to maintain the when it is created, where, what, when that particular operation happened, that like time information should be maintained. Next one is data warehouse contains a data called as non-volatile property. What is that is the physical separate store of data transformed from operational environment. Operational update of data does not occur in the data warehouse environment. So what is this point is, so in a data warehouse, you are having the two types of databases. One is regular database and second one is the data warehouse. So whatever the day-to-day operations are going to happen, they are going to be changed in the operational database. But whatever the changes which are happening in the operational database, those changes are not going to happen in your data warehouse. They are not going to happen in the data warehouse. And also doesn't require transaction processing, recovery, and concurrency control mechanism. Data warehouse were not required these mechanisms. What are the mechanisms required? We doesn't require any recovery, and we doesn't require any concurrency. Why? Because here whatever the data we are storing is a permanent. Already whatever the data is available database, from the data, the data warehouse prepared. So that is the reason why these recovery and concurrency control mechanisms are not at all required. Required only two operations in data accessing. What are the two operations required? One is initial loading of the data and second one is access of it. Only required is access of the data and loading of the data. Other than this, any other these database operations like recovery, concurrency control, these are all not required. So next one is, what are the differences between your data warehouse and data heterogeneous DBMS? So simple. So basically, the traditional DB heterogeneous database integration will be like this. Ante simple ga cheppali ante, so for example, if you are having the different databases, on top of the databases, we may have a wrappers or mediators will be there. So after that, here we follow an approach called as query driven approach. What is query driven approach? The query will come and data will be collected, data will be executed. So when a query is posed to a client side, a meta dictionary is used to translate the query into queries appropriate for individual heterogeneous sites involved, and the results are integrated to global answer. So here internally we may perform complex information filtering, complex compete for resources. But when you compare the data warehouse, here we follow a strategy called as update driven. What is update driven is information heterogeneous integrated in advance. So mundugane. So ఇక్కడ వచ్చేటప్పటికి డేటాబేస్ లో మీకు ఏదైనా రకరకాల వాటిని కావాలంటే అప్పటికప్పుడు ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. But whereas in data warehouse, the heterogeneous sources are integrated advanced and stored in the warehouses for direct query and analysis. So what is the difference between data warehouse and heterogeneous DBMS is Heterogeneous DBMS will instantly or ad hocly gather the data from different sources. But whereas data warehouse is pre-prepared for these heterogeneous operations. From the heterogeneous sources, data has been pre-collected and some methods are also pre-calculated. That is why that is the difference between data warehouse and data heterogeneous DBMS. Next. So in terms of data warehouse and operational DBMS, we need to understand two important parameters. One is OLTP. OLTP means online transaction processing. What is OLTP? Is online transaction processing. What is OLAP? Is online analytical processing. Sir, what is OLTP? What is OLAP? Listen. So the major task of traditional relational DBMS is come under OLTP. Whatever you are doing in DBMS, those all operations are come under OLTP. For example, the day-to-day operations like purchasing, inventory, banking, manufacturing, payroll, registration, accounting, these all are come under OLTP. OLTP means online transaction processing. But what is OLAP? OLAP means online analytical processing. It is the major task of the data warehousing system. So here what we are going to perform, we are analyze the data and we take the decision. So that is the difference between OLAP and OLTP. There are further differences are there between OLTP and OLAP. Let us see. Customer. In terms of user and system orientation, OLTP is performed by the customer, but in terms of OLTP, the data we are going to operate is current and detailed data. But if you come for in terms of OLAP, the data here we are going to process is historical and consolidated data. And if you come in terms of the representation or database design, in terms of OLTP, the database is represented or designed by using ER diagrams, enterprise relation or application model. But if you come for whereas in terms of OLAP operations, the database design here we follow a model called as STAR model. Here we follow a model called as the STAR. So in OLTP we are using ER modeling. Here in OLAP we are using the STAR modeling. Next, in terms of view. So the view is the current or local view. So in terms of what is the database DBMS view and current and local work. But whereas OLAP is evaluationary, last 20-30 also data good evaluationary data. So next one is the access patterns. Here in OLTP we can simply we will update the data, but whereas in OLAP the read-only data just we can perform read, data will not be modified. That is the differences between OLTP and OLAP. So simply what you need to understand about this particular topic is basically OLTP is a DBMS operation and OLAP is a data warehousing operation. So in terms of OLTP versus OLAP, what are the differences? So in terms of with respect to user and system, OLTP used by the customer, OLAP used by the market. So the data in OLTP is current data and OLAP data is historical data. Whereas in terms of OLTP will contain detail, chala detail ga untundi. But when you come for OLAP, it is summarized data. So in terms of database design, OLTP, we follow the design model called as ER modeling, enterprise relationship model. But in terms of OLAP, we discuss STAR. What is STAR? I will tell within 10 to 15 minutes. Next, after that, view. What kind of view for the database is? Here we have current or local view, but whereas OLAP is having evaluationary, last 10 years, 100 years of data view will be there. So access patterns, here the data will be updated, but here data will not update. We have only read only. So inka some extra differences also there between OLTP and OLAP. So who are the users used by OLTP? Clerk and IT professional. But whereas OLAP, a worker called as knowledge worker. Function. What is the functionality of OLTP? Day-to-day operations. But whereas OLAP, the decision support. Decision support, what is decision support is? For example, the company manager wants, bank manager wants to give a loan, or he may wants to So for taking decision, whether I need to give a loan or not, for the decision, I need some kind of data analysis about the which customers are paying loans regularly, which customers are not paying regularly. So for that analysis, we use OLAP. Just the customer is paid the money, customer has withdrawn the money, money is transferred. So for these all operations are OLTP. So what is the database design for OLTP is application oriented. So depending upon the application, we are going to design the database. But whereas OLAP, the database design is subject oriented. For example, you are preparing a data warehouse for the sales. So you prepare for only sales only. If you are preparing for product only, for customer. So like this, regarding a particular subject, we prepare the data. So in terms of OLTP, what kind of data we are going to deal? Current data, up-to-date data, detailed data, flat, relational, isolated. So these are the ones. But if you come with OLAP, historical, summarized, multidimensional, integrated, consolidated. So OLTP is repetitive operations will be going to happen. But whereas OLAP, so this is how the operations type. And access in OLTP, we can perform read operation, write operation, and we can index, but we can use index or hash on the primary key to look for the data. But whereas OLAP, this kind of read and write will not be there. Only scanning of the data, reading the data continuously. And what is the unit of work? Here OLTP, the work is very simple and short, but OLAP complex query, sometimes it will take days to perform the one particular analysis of the data. And the number of records accessed in OLTP is tens of records, but whereas OLAP, we are going to access millions of records. The how many number of users may access OLTP is thousands of users at a time they can access. But whereas if you come to OLAP, it is few tens to hundreds only. So what is the database size? The database size here we deal with the OLTP is 100 MB to some GBs, but here starting is 100 GB in OLAP and up to terabytes of data. That is the size of the database. So what kind of metric we follow for OLTP is, here the metric we can follow is a transaction throughput. When OLAP, is query throughput. So transaction throughput means how many number of transactions we are going to execute is called as transaction throughput. What is OLAP is how we have given a query, and for the query we have given response or not. So that is the processing speed at OLAP.